just send it an email. You know, when I video for me, I just email it to me and I just on the computer. I'll get from there. How long that video have you ever?
We'll just see. I'm sure we'll hear it stop. Yep. All right, Brian Carroll here with EliteFTS.com and Team Samson. We wanted to get together since Sam Byrd, one of our good friends, is here in town. We wanted to get together and discuss a couple hot topics, a couple frequently asked questions, and kind of start off here with introducing Sam. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what your future plans are over the next year or so. By the way, Sam just graduated from law school, which is pretty awesome to accomplish, and still while doing so competed in a couple meets and did really well. So anyway, go and kick it off for us, Sam, please.
Been lifting about 6 years. Met Brian Clint back in 2006. I don't think you were there, were you? And we kept in touch since then. Been down here a few times to train. Like to come down here so Brian can give me shit and I can stay on top of my game. And anyway, I've picked up some heavy things in the past. Not doing a whole lot of that here lately, but hopefully I'll get back into it pretty soon.
About yourself a little bit, man.
You guys know me from Elite FTS. I've been lifting with Team Samson since 2004. Yeah. And looking forward to competing at the Arnold next year. Might do a couple small meets here and there, but really just trying to gear up, work on my squat.
Brian Carroll, lifting at 275. Next plans are the XPC Arnold, which is March 2013. Just looking to try to win that thing and do what it takes. Don't really have any numbers in mind, really. Just, depending on how everyone's doing, lifting smart and doing what I can to win. And if not win, place high and be re-qualified for the next year. So that's my plan.
Yeah, Adam Driggers. Played on the semifinals. I got hurt, didn't make it to the finals with these guys last time, so I have to go through the process. Just did the qualifier, so now my focus is just on the semifinals, and then making it through there and hitting the finals. Like Clint, I'm working on my squat. It's been a little off lately, so that's my main focus, as well as staying healthy and getting a decent bench in this time. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, and let's just roll into a couple of topics here. I didn't really talk about it much, but about a year and a half ago, we were talking about running a couple meets. And then Adam and I talked a lot. Clint and I talked. I actually talked to a few other people that are pretty powerful in powerlifting. And we were talking about maybe a circuit of some kind. Because at the time, we had one really big meet, which was the SPF Pro-Am. It was formerly the IPA Pro-Am. And that's really all you had to do, or all you had to look forward to each year. And I didn't like that. If you had one bad meet, you had to wait another year to redeem yourself. So we had the idea of a circuit of meets, a qualifier, a semifinal, and then maybe making the Pro-Am a final. For one reason or another, or many reasons, it didn't quite pan out. Well, as soon as we kind of just let that idea go, we ended up running just a bench-only meet. Sure enough, Danny Day came up with the idea, and along with Gene Reichlek and a few other people, I don't want to leave anyone out, but I think it's pretty much Danny's baby. Came up with the idea of the coalition, which involved multiple federations, multiple people held the power. It was going to have certain standards, and it's pretty cool in my opinion what they're doing. The USPA is involved, the IPA is involved, the UPA, and at one time the APF was. I don't know what happened with that, but it's pretty cool because that way not one person has all the power. I mean, Danny, he's in charge of it basically, but a lot of people, when one person's in charge, they may have their, agendas or things may not look good. And you have multiple people that hold you accountable. I think personally that's a good idea. And really it's a much better idea than what I had. So I'm kind of glad that it didn't pan out, in my opinion, for our, which was like a mini version of that. What are your thoughts on this?
I think it's also good for when you consider how multiple federations all have influences regionally. Like, I believe that you have more IPA meets in the Northeast. You have more APF meets in the Southeast.
Yeah, Florida was really huge for the APF for a long time.
And so on and so forth. So if you only have one federation controlling this circuit that goes to some professional level, then it's gonna be, steered towards having more lifters from a certain region, and this kind of brings it all together as a coalition, like that's what it is. So I think it is really good from that standpoint.
Yeah, it's easier on the wallet, because you can qualify close to home.
Yeah.
You don't have to travel for that.
Right.
I qualified a couple hours down the road, so no big cost there. And then you go to the semifinal, but it's not. I'll have to make 2 trips this year, but I didn't have to make 3, which is how it would have been if maybe one organization was running it that wasn't in my area.
Well, yeah, and everybody complains about powerlifting being so splintered.
Right.
So this unifies.
Here's a chance. I don't understand what the big deal is. Everyone wants to live together, compete against each other, beat each other. This is the opportunity where one person isn't in charge of everything, and you get probably, in my opinion, you have the most likelihood of the fairest shake. Because you got multiple people, different, Steve Dennison judging, John Bott judging, multiple people judging, and, it is what it is. There's always going to be mistakes made in judging, but from what I saw at the XPC in March, it was pretty tight and strict, and what I like to see. Some people thought it was too strict, but I thought it was perfect. So, and the biggest point to this too is it accomplished the goal that all multiply powerlifters wanted, and that was getting multiply powerlifting back into the armed, and it accomplished that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what everyone. When I was just starting out powerlifting. Yeah, I hooked up with you in 03. You were getting the powerlifting magazines, watching Chuck Vogelpohl, Steve Goggins, Andy Bolton, Gary Frank, Donnie Thompson. Everyone. On the big stage, lifting under the lights, and that's what we all wanted to strive to do.
Yeah, anybody who got started in that time period, that was what they wanted to do, the WPO. So this is that opportunity. If you stuck around that long, this is your opportunity to do that. Get in there.
Pull in the resources of multiple federations.
Yeah.
Instead of working against, you work with.